Welcome back to our channel, everyone. My name's Joe Buskens. This is our family's boat shop that my dad built back in the 1960s, and since then we've built hundreds of boats, done thousands of repair jobs, even built the big 29 you see there in the background. Today we've got something cool I want to show you folks. It's a time-saving product that a few years ago I discovered it, and it is one of those things, if you're doing any kind of gel coat work or body work and you're trying to sand it smooth and figure out where you're going with the material and how far to go, you need a guide. And 3M makes a product called a guide coat, or more specifically a dry guide coat. Now I'm planning on doing a little gel coat spraying video and wet sanding and polishing, because I get a lot of questions on that one too, but this is kind of one of the items that is a prelude to it. Now I've got a sample piece here. This is just a fiberglass piece of cutout that came actually out of one of the cutouts on our 29, and the 3M guide coat comes in like a little refill cartridge like this, and it's also got the applicator pad, and it's like a dark charcoal material. To apply it or load it to the pad, you kind of tilt it, and I tend to twist it and then tilt it back down, otherwise you'll get that powder everywhere. And you apply it kind of a circular motion, just like so. Now you can see already here I've actually done some sanding and applied some of the guide coat. This is really going to come in like if you're trying to re-gel coat something and you want to wet sand and buff it and polish it out to a shine, and it's hard to know where you've been. So what we're going to do, I'm going to do a little bit of sanding here. We're going to start with some 80 grit paper and just knock this down like nice and fast. Now if you were painting or re-gel coating a boat, you probably wouldn't start with anything like 80 grit. You would probably start more with like 220 and then work your way up to 320, 400, 600, 800, 1200, then buff and polish. But I want to show you folks just real quick how this material works. Basically, got our little DeWalt electric sander, some 80 grit paper. Now, I'm going to try to do this in real time. A lot of times our videos run a little bit on the long side, but high in detail. So I recommend sticking through to the end, because I get a lot of questions sometimes that if you watched a little further in the video, you might get the answer you're looking for. But what you'll notice here is the guide coat is showing me where there are little valleys that were in the brush strokes when we brushed that gel coat on. And otherwise, if you didn't have that guide coat on there, you may look at this and say, well man, I've sanded it thoroughly and I've got the little ridges out. So I'm going to go a little bit further and kind of show you where I would typically stop at. We got a couple little streaks there. Stuff is awesome, and the first time I used it I was blown away, because it takes the guesswork out of knowing how far to go. You can see here we don't have any more of those scratches or gouges or any more problems as far as gel coat imperfections to worry about. Now what I want to do, I'm going to skip forward. Now normally you would go, like I said, 220, 320, 400. This was 80, but I want to show you folks, if we went right to say 220 for example, which is a real common grit to work with, I'm gonna apply a little bit more of the guide coat. Remember, kind of tilt it upside down and rotate that little applicator. And now you can progressively go to the next phase of sanding and take it to a finer level. So let's go one more pass and see how it looks with 220. Man, that takes all the guesswork out of it. I hope the camera is picking that up in detail. Now we've got some gray gel coat underneath. That's what this panel was painted in. And I wish you folks at home could feel that. It is really nice and smooth. And this is one of those little gel coat boat shop hacks for sure. If you're gonna try to refinish any kind of gel coat. Now, most guide coats, the 3M specifically that I use most of the time, comes in a black, if you will, dark charcoal. And most boats are gonna be white or lighter in color. But there's a company called Mirka, it's M-I-R-K-A, that actually makes a light colored guide coat, like a white, if you will, and it works with dark colored hulls. Like if you have a black hull or a dark charcoal, obviously the dark guide coat would not work well. And I plan on getting some of that in the shop and demonstrating that for you folks. But that's just one of those little things. Now we are doing a series of videos here, some shorter videos. We've got a lot of full-length videos, and you regular viewers out there know we go into high detail. But these are materials we get questions about regularly, and if you want to buy these and help support the channel, you can go to the links below in the videos, and if you purchase through Amazon, that does help support the channel itself. Now we will be spraying some gel coat. Actually, I'm going to give a little prelude to this. We will be spraying some gel coat on and actually taking it up to a shine, which again I get a lot of questions about. And I just want to thank everybody that's been watching the channel. It means a ton to me, the support you guys are showing. If y'all really want to support the channel, the watch time and the subscribers help us out a ton. Sometimes folks at home will just leave that channel on and let it roll. That helps a guy like me make more of videos like this. So we want to thank everyone once again. Captain Joe here with Island Marine Charters. My son as my amazing cameraman, and we will catch you folks next time out.